Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here on an exciting day for Tulane Athletics to be able to open the Green Wave Indoor Practice Facility. This is something that's been discussed certainly for the entire time that I've been here as an athletics director, but I understand it's been discussed a lot longer than that. A lot of people have anticipated having the facility open, having it available to our sports programs and to our student athletes. So to be able to arrive at a day where we now are able to do that student athletes have been able to see it, they'll be able to start to use it immediately, is just an awesome day for us because it shows our continued commitment to making sure that our student athletes have the very best that we can give them to be able to have success, to win championships, and to work in an environment where they feel comfortable and they feel like they're being invested in. So we feel fortunate to have this available for student athletes across the board. It's another facility that adds on to the things that we have that are available for our different sports programs. And it's just exciting. You don't get a chance to do this all the time. You don't get a chance every day to be able to open a new facility, any type of facility. So to be able to be here today is exciting. It's great to have a chance to be able to show it to our coaches and our student athletes. And I'm anxious to see them working out and using the facility on a regular basis. So with that, I'll take questions.
What do you feel like, you mentioned how long it's been, it predates you as far as the idea of having an indoor facility. Where do you feel like having this facility will benefit the most, especially for the football team?
You know, I think if you look at football, certainly you want to have an option here on campus that can be used when weather is an issue. And so I know that they will get usage out of it in those situations and other situations that Coach Hall feels is appropriate. And then just in conversations today and talking with our head coaches, many of them talked about, hey, we can definitely envision being in here. We have certain things that we do, certain games that we play, certain drills that we run that would be perfect to be in a facility like this. So we know that our sports programs are going to use this on a regular basis. The big thing we'll have to do is figure out, the scheduling and how we can make sure that we make it available for all those who want to use it. But I think it's going to get significant use from all of our programs.
How pleased are you with how it kind of turned out? Because I'm sure this was, a long process.
Very pleased. I think it came out really well. Lots of people worked together. Richard Dempsey, our director of facilities here, ran point on helping us get this together and pulling everybody together to get everything set the way that we wanted it to be. And so as we came in here, as it was being done and as it's gotten to a point where it's completed, just feel really excited. It came out really nicely, and I think we're going to get some great usage out of it.
Where does it rank in terms of kind of, in financial investments that into athletics that you've seen since you've been here?
I don't know where it ranks necessarily, but it's significant. It's a significant investment of funds to be able to do something that helps us in a way that we've always envisioned. And so we want to keep making significant investments in ways that are strategic and that help as many sports programs as we possibly can.
Are you going to be putting an angry wave on the side of it?
Yeah, the idea is we want to put a couple of angry waves, one on each side. So there'll be some finishing touches that'll happen. There's going to be a green band about 20 feet high that goes around the outside. There'll be signage on the ends and then angry wave logos on it as well.
When did you first decide that this was something that y'all wanted to pursue, and what was that kind of timeline like of getting this done?
Well, yeah, as we talked about, when I started, the discussion was already ongoing. So it wasn't something that I came in and said, hey, this is what we need to do. It was sometimes you come into these jobs and you inherit certain projects. Sometimes you start new projects, and this is one that ultimately was inherited. So from the time that I started, discussion had already been ongoing. Then it just became a matter of, okay, when and where and what are the details and how do we make it all come together. But the idea predated me coming into the position.
Delays are virtually inevitable in a project like this in this city. What were the biggest delays once it got green lighted from the original timeline for the time that it got ready?
I don't know about delay. I think the biggest challenge probably just was as the assessment caused us to move it from the previous brownfield location here. That was probably the period of time where there was the most discussion about, okay, what does it take to be able to make that adjustment? And if you were going to do it on brownfield, here's what was involved. If you're going to do it in this lot, then what are the adjustments that need to be made, and how do you handle parking? And that was a time period that I think about kind of having the biggest, I don't know if it was a length of time, but certainly from an adjustment standpoint, that was a time period where the biggest adjustments had to be made based on the nature of the project.
Don't mean to seem greedy. What's next?
I've heard that question once or twice. So I think for us, the thing that immediately comes to mind is we want to look at many of the fan-facing aspects of Yeoman Stadium. In the time that I've been here, we've heard quite a bit about things that we can do to make the experience there better. Things like improvements with the sound system, or improving or adding in additional premium seating there, or we had some issues with our scoreboard this season, so it's a time to look at the replacement of the scoreboard, or in our current premium seating area, the Glazer Club, or there are things that we can do to improve that. And so while there are any number of things that an athletics department is always going to have to address when you have the sports programs that we have, I think it's important that we continue to have sports programs and facilities that people want to come and support our teams. And so we look at Yeoman as being one of our primary facilities. We want people to come and continue to watch our football team play. And it's an area that, because we do those fan surveys after the games, we get quite a bit of feedback on. So we'll be looking at that and trying to figure out how we can make investments so that we can continue to have great crowds come to those games, and we can keep our football program in a great position.
You also just recently opened a tennis and I believe pickleball facility as well. Can you just speak about that project and the importance of giving them that home?
Yeah, and I guess that's one that's been discussed, at least from what I've heard, even longer than doing this facility, right? But yeah, it's 6 tennis courts and 4 pickleball courts. It'll be used by our tennis programs, but also open to the general public. So we're excited to be able to have that online. We were able to have our women's tennis team out there this past weekend, and then the men will be joining them shortly. We won't make it available to the public right away. It'll probably be sometime likely this summer before we do that, but we're excited to have the opportunity to have those courts and have the pickleball courts used by the general public. But another long-standing commitment to do something in that area, and thanks to Bill Goldring and the Goldring Foundation, we were able to make that happen. So excited to have that facility come online. It's challenging doing any one of these, but to have both of them happening at the same time makes it that much more exciting. And kudos to our facilities and event staff for doing everything that they've done to help us bring both of these facilities online virtually at the same time. We know our student athletes are going to really enjoy it, and I've already gotten really good feedback.
How much do you think the timing of this is kind of, indicative of also like you all showing, okay, like, yes, this is us like supporting our football program as well, while it just had a historic season and it's kind of, still on the rise?
Yeah, I think football is certainly key for any success that an athletics program has. It's just the nature of how athletics operates. If you're doing well in football, there's going to be carryover in all of your other sports programs. But even as I was looking at the opportunity to come to Tulane a couple of years ago, part of the reason was because there was great momentum in a number of different sports programs. Football was one piece of that, but there were other sports programs that were winning championships and having success, and that made it an attractive opportunity. And so football certainly leads the way in that regard, and if you're doing good things there, then facilities like this become possible and other things become possible. But we have a number of sports programs that are really doing good things and winning championships, graduating their student athletes, representing us well in the community, and getting publicity. So we're proud of what each and every one of them are doing, even though we recognize that what's happening with football is often going to lead the way in the discussion that happens publicly about an ascent of an athletics department.
I'm really excited. It's also just beautiful just kind of looking around. The turf is really nice. It's the same turf that we use on our game field. The height, I'm not worried about, kicking a ball and hitting it, what I mean, up top. As for like the defense side, man, we can do anything in here. I'm super excited.
Plus, I don't know, you're not gonna be kicking too many footballs.
No, but I am on special teams, so in certain regards, got to worry about where the ball goes.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair enough. How helpful will this be, especially with inclement weather or other things, to have a facility on campus versus maybe having to make other concessions?
Yeah, it's really helpful. The fact that it's a 5-minute walk, if that, really helps a lot. And shout out to the Saints. I love their practice facilities, and I love being in their Superdome. But sometimes trying to get that arranged when hurricane weather just came through or anything like that, it might be tough. So the fact that we have this right 5 minutes from Wilson is huge for us in all other sports.
My first question, which I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, and I know I am, how does an indoor facility benefit bowling?
Honestly, it benefits us a lot with our physical games. There's so much you can use with the field. As you might not know, obviously we always look at pins and we want to hit them down, right? We were just talking to David about it, and you can actually, the lines on the field, you're able to focus on just your body itself. We use mirrors all the time, and the mirrors themselves will help you look at your body, and then that's the projection of your line. So then these lines help us, and there's so much you can use, and it's amazing actually. So it will benefit us. It will.
What do you think of it? What do you think of the facility and how cool it is?
I think this is amazing. I think it's beautiful. I think honestly this is one of the best things that they've come up in my 4 years of being here. It's going to be very useful, and I think they've just done a great job. I'm already excited to see what we can do with conditioning and stuff. Obviously, you need the conditioning to stay intact, and we have long days on the lane, so this is going to help us condition better and have our mind in a physical game perfect. So, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. 17th, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
And, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you'll have a big tournament coming up at the NBA.
We do.
Right?
Yes.
Up. Okay. Give us a little bit of a preview. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I hope we win. Honestly, the field that we always go against, they're very tough. Everyone we bowl against, there's not one team that you go against that you can be like, oh, we're gonna win. Anyone can beat anyone any day. That's in any sport. But honestly, I'm excited to see what we can do on the lanes themselves. We have great talent on our team, and honestly, I'm really hoping for first place win. So yeah.